Hello, this is the control entity with a channeled message. I'm feeling right now that you have to stick to your guns about cutting someone off. I'm going to turn off some background noise. Hold on a moment. So there is a situation that whatever popped into your head right now when I first said that, but there's something where somebody is expecting you not to follow through or not to do what you're saying you're going to do in this situation. So let's find out a little bit more about this. In the past, you actually went into it feeling really amazing, this sort of control over what your emotions are. You were able to give this sort of like boundless energy where you felt like everything was going in your favor and you were this blessing on the situation where people really valued you being there and they were really impressed with the way you saw things and the way you were carrying yourself. But now the way what's happening is you're seeing this new resource pop up where you just are really have a power that you didn't have before. So when you got yourself into this situation, you didn't know that you were gonna have this new thing that people want from you, basically. And in some way, and it just happened right now, you realized that you actually have something that people want, and they're not just impressed with who you are as a person, but it's a resource. It is something that will, if you give it to people, you will not have it anymore. So time, attention, money, some kind of resource that you have that is something that people actually want from you in this situation. Maybe one person, but that's something that is wanted from you. And if you continue on this course of action where you protect your resources and you keep behaving as that star that you felt like in the beginning, you're going to end up in this position as an emperor. You're going to have to behave as an emperor to have this go the way that you want. You're going to have to rule your life with, you're going to have to be a little bit more ruthless than maybe you felt like in the beginning of the situation. Sometimes that happens. People weren't expecting maybe for you to have this energy that you can feel coming on right now. But if you protect what you have and you stick to your guns, I hate to say it, but it might require cutting this person out completely. Even if it's a little bit of a sacrifice, you're going to have to think about what you have to gain right now. And if you stick to your guns about that, you're going to find yourself in the future feeling ruthless in a good way. You're going to feel like you are not to be fucked with. People respect you for how you're carrying yourself, how you're protecting yourself. Let's take a look next at what those resources are, like what people want and what drives them. I like to say is sex, love, and money. So when it comes to sex, this is what you have to give is high priestess energy. This is a great sexual energy. The high priestess is someone who knows how to carry themselves. They know what maybe other people don't about attraction, about sexual dynamics, about what people think is appealing and attractive about you and what you find appealing about other people and the way that people interact on a sexual level. What are the sexual things that drive people, even sometimes maybe subconsciously? And when it comes to the high priestess, for you, almost none of it is subconscious. You are so aware of what is motivating the people involved in this situation, that maybe is just like their primal urges and instincts and like why they value you and what they want from you in this situation is is something that you have a full control over. You don't feel like this is a situation that you know that you can handle this, at least when it comes to the physical attraction that you're bringing to the room when you step in the situation. You know everybody can see this on you, and you know how to carry it and use it to get what you want. And when it comes to love, the love you have to give, how you care for other people, the emotional energy that you bring to the situation is, and notice also when I was talking about the energy for the present was the Ace of Pentacles. This is a newfound thing. When you look at both the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups that I just put in the love position, they involve a hand. Representing the ace is like a hand coming out of nowhere, out of a cloud in the sky, or just appearing holding this thing. And then the case of the cups, it's like a cup overflowing with just like care and emotional love and reciprocal positive energy. And so that is something that you have to give as far as love. This is a resource that people just expect you to have and want from you, but you also do have. So that's why you're valuable in this situation, is your sexual and romantic energy. So this doesn't necessarily have to be like a romantic partner, but it could be. So that's like, you know, if it is a friendship or some kind of family situation, it still has to do with like how cool they think you are, and how loved and respected they feel around you when you walk in a room. You're lighting that room up right now. And in this case, since it's like a resource that you just noticed, you're just really feeling yourself right now in a way that like maybe other people used to see you this way and probably still do, but you're really feeling it lately yourself. And when it comes to money, it's like now is the time. Now is the time to think about what you want and visualize how good things could be. Don't worry about how you're going to get it at this point in time. Worry about what you can visualize and concentrate on, that you can use this kind of almost like magical aura that you have with the High Priestess energy when it comes to like your sexual aura, and the way you light a room up when you walk in. Symbolically light a room up. It's like what you're bringing to all situations that you're in, where people just love to see you coming and feel very loved, and they feel that like their relationship with you is positive and secure, and it's like that's the energy you're bringing to everywhere right now in this situation. So like there is something about it where maybe people weren't entirely respecting you, even though they knew that you had that star energy in the beginning. They didn't necessarily know that you knew it. Do you know what I'm saying? So lately it looks like what's happening is you're realizing your value here, and I think you can move on to a very similar like aesthetic situation of what you maybe thought this was going to be in the beginning, but you can get a lot more of what you want, especially financially. You can be a lot more secure and stable, maybe, have like better materially and sort of like what resources you have in your life. You can really pull that together if you consider these two energies as well. Like use these to get what you want financially. You need to stop letting other people use your power and your energy to get something out of the situation. And if that means cutting people off, that's what I'm being told, is that this entire reading is about cutting someone off, like really sticking to your guns and like, setting a boundary and enforcing that boundary at all costs. Even if you are a little bit scared to do that, you need to reach up to a higher level. Let's see, this is a good time to maybe like put your phone on do not disturb and take a little bit of a break from like communicating with all the people who are involved in that situation, and think about what your options are. Not just what your options literally are. Like don't limit yourself to like the present or the physical reality, use your imagination and think about how good things could be if you could do anything you want. If everybody else absolutely recognized you as a valuable member of their team or partner to be with or friend to have, and everybody involved in your kind of fantasy best case scenario found you to be like attractive and really appealing, so like you need to just start respecting yourself even in your fantasy world. I know that can be tough to do sometimes, but in this particular case, it's going to give you strength to stick to your guns as far as setting this particular boundary, whatever it is. And when we're talking about your physical body, you need to just recognize that it's been your hard work. It's your hard work that put you in the position that you're in. And you can take that ability to commit to things and get hard work done. You can do that anyway. You don't need this particular situation to do that. This is a quality that is your quality. It's not like you just have a good job or have been doing good work in this relationship or in this situation. This is something that you, wherever you go, are going to be good at this. So you need to think about that when it comes to your physical location and your physical body and what you've been doing with your time that led you to be in the mental state you're in right now. You need to recognize that that's your hard work is what you have to offer. That's your value here is that it's you, not that it's just like any person, but it's like think of what you are comfortable doing and showing up to do regularly that just comes effortless to you. That's going to be the path that will be like the spotlight almost on like which path forward is the one that you really want. And when we're talking about your mental state, this is about options and juggling. So what's happening is the rest of this reading sounds so positive, but I did have the original channeled message that I'm like, man, you need to stick to your guns, and it's about cutting someone out or cutting someone off, or maybe not a person but a situation for some people, but it's really about like making this change and committing to it. And if you haven't felt like it's quite the time, this is a strong indication that you're starting to get to the point mentally where like you're juggling all of these different options. The reason that you're gonna have to like spend some time like contemplation and like thinking about what you need to do, what like the true path forward is, and it's because there's what is ahead of you right now could be such a positive path, and the reason that you need to almost like drop what you're doing and go into some contemplation is so that you can like value yourself, like what you physically do in this world, what you do on a day-to-day basis, and how you spend your time. You need to really recognize and respect your own value, and you need to recognize that what you've been doing that led you to have to make this harsh decision almost and like cut out this old way of thinking and doing things. The reason you have to do that is because you've been juggling. You've been like trying to almost like balance, and you have your hands like a little bit too full of this problem. And if you don't keep these things like constantly adjusted on behalf of other people, you're in danger of like dropping the ball. Like you'll be disappointed that you didn't commit and make the decisions in a way that like made you happy in that moment. So it's really important to just kind of unplug, like do some me time, like get a little bit more sleep than usual. Don't be afraid to like skip maybe some social activities and workout, as long as you just get your work done and get your obligations done. You're looking for as much kind of alone time and contemplative energy that you can put into things. It doesn't necessarily mean like, when I'm saying alone time in this particular case, I don't mean just like only spending time by yourself, But whatever this situation is that has you maybe in the back of your mind, when I started talking about cutting something out or moving on from something, you knew exactly what I was talking about. Whatever that situation is, this the don't talk to anyone who has to do with that. Like, it's totally okay right now to just leave people in the dark. Just, you can put your phone on do not disturb. You can just, watch a movie, think about other things. Allow your mind to wander. And the ultimate goal here is whenever you get some time to yourself, be introspective and think about, use your imagination to fantasize about what the best case scenario could be, and dream big. Don't just think the best case scenario of what appear to be your present options. You need to stop juggling obligations and options and trying to get what you want by pleasing other people, and recognize that people see you as like the star here, and you even should see yourself as having this sort of mystique about you, like sort of like you can be a person with sort of like a shamanic or like spiritual energy where people don't actually understand what moves you're making. You know better than most people how to use your power right now, and it's just that you need to like do some introspection and find that inner knowing so that you know what the next move to make is here. I hope that helped. Thank you for watching. It's a Control Entity.